Just yesterday, I made a post where this woman was talking about how she had outgrown her husband. But the biggest thing that I was reading is that her husband is actually an alcoholic, that he smokes too much, and he has lied for 10 years about his smoking. So if she were to stay with this man, she would end up like the woman in this post right here who asked, am I the a hole for divorcing my husband of 29 years? She says, so she's 50. Her husband is 57. She says, I have been married to my husband for 29 years, together for 30. We have four beautiful children together, all in their 20s. Our youngest has recently moved out. Throughout our 30 years together, we have been through a lot. Two bouts of testicular cancer, multiple miscarriages, deaths and divorces of parents, substance abuse, going back to school, student loans, etc. I have made it through all of this, but the substance abuse, alcoholism, has broken me. My husband hides and lies about his drinking. Despite being caught multiple times, I have kicked him out. He's gone to AA, 3 meetings, and quit. I told him I will leave. Nothing changes. I'm at the point that I don't even like him, let alone be attracted to him. His personal hygiene is practically non existent. He sleeps the whole weekend other than drinking, often has to call in on Mondays because he's still hungover. I'm just numb. I used to yell, cry, pout, but I just don't care anymore. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect and I know it. I have plenty of issues, personal and family, but I'm just tired. I told him that I'm going to leave, but I never know when he's cognizant. He's brought it up once. I no longer wear my wedding ring. He hasn't noticed. Don't kiss him and say I love you too out of habit. I turned 50 last year, and when our kids tell me I deserve better, I started thinking more seriously about leaving. I started requesting info on apartments, looking at what I would take with me, and trying to decide how to sit down and have this discussion. He has said in the past that he could lose everything but me. I'm just miserable. Even with depressants and some self medication, I want to live a happy life where I don't have to hide my alcohol and where I'm not ashamed of all the half assed projects that he never finished and I have friends over. I want a space of my own. Am I the a? You're absolutely not the a hole. You deserve to go into your retirement years better than this. You have put in your time, and now that the kids are out of the house, you have that energy, that space of clarity where you can really look at your life and you see that this is not how you want to go forward. Let's look at some of the comments. Gwendolyn says, not at all. You deserve to be seen and loved and happy. You took as much as you could take and were patient for a lot longer than most would have been. You did what was best for yourself, and since your kids are adults, they will not be as affected. Not the a hole. You will get through this, and I'm proud of you for finally breaking out of a bad situation that was making you feel so bad. And then the OP says, thank you. So many times, I think these women just want validation for feeling these emotions. Feeling Jump says, not the a hole. He needs to want to do it for himself, and that is no reflection on you. I am a year sober next weekend after being in rehab for 3 months. This may be what he needs to get better, a shock to his system, so to speak, his rock bottom. He needs rehab and CBT therapy. AA is not for everyone. However, you shouldn't sit around and wait any further. Divorce is the best option for you, and I hope you have a good life. It's time for you to look after yourself. So that was that lady, and I sincerely hope that she moves on. But this was the lady from yesterday talking about she has outgrown her husband, saying, I have been with my husband for 10 years, 8 years married. Of course, there were small ups and downs, but we have been mostly happy. I'm not going to do this whole thing, but I want to do this next paragraph. It says, but the last few years, I feel like I've outgrown him. I work out, look after my health, almost finished a PhD, learning a new language, doing well with my job. My husband still drinks a lot, but drinks most days of the week, and sometimes more than 6 or 7 glasses of beer a day. He smokes like he is in his early 20s. He's also let himself get bigger. He comes across he comes across someone that does as someone that doesn't really want to improve himself. I'm the one who constantly brings new opportunities, new hobbies, new people into our lives. Okay, but the issue is the drinking and the smoking. And he lied about the smoking. She told him early on that she couldn't be with somebody that was smoking, and he hid it from her. He acted like he quit smoking, but he hid it from her. Now, this woman has since deleted her post since yesterday, but the comments are still up. So, Jolly Mammoth says it's okay to walk away. You don't need anyone's permission. Sometimes we outgrow people, and that's okay. And Equivalent Country, that is the OP, says, but what about marriage vow? I would have walked away if we were boyfriend and girlfriend, but we have built a life in the last 10 years and committed our life together for each other. I am so conflicted. So she's conflicted. She doesn't want to walk away, but he is endangering his health and her mental health by being a liar and an alcoholic. Throwaway Rip says, I love that the value made remains important to you, and while it shouldn't limit your options, it could be the tether that keeps this relationship viable long enough to know for certain one of two things. Number one, you both tried everything you could have, communication, therapy, both together and separate, and it was time to move on when there was nothing left to try. Or two, you tried all these things and something finally clicked within him that helped him start his own journey and climb back to you. A vow is only as important as the person chooses it to be. I say hang on to it for a little while longer and ensure you check every box on the list of things that you can try. Moving on, if it comes to that, will be so much more lifting and rewarding when you know for certain nothing else could have been tried. And then she says, yes, I think that is wise advice. What I am considering is that I'm going to give him a year, and if he still doesn't change, I will move out. While I don't find him attractive, I do love him as a person, and I think he could be way happier with someone who doesn't try to change him if that's not what he wants anyway. I do wish him the best, and I want him to live his best life too. So it sounds like she's already mentally checking out. She's given him a time frame in her own head to make a change, so that is good. Elephant No says, well, I'd present him with a list of goals and expectations you have for the both of you and see if he's amiable. And she says, I tried that. Should I just tell him we should separate? At this point, he may just need a little bit of crisis to realize what he needs to choose, smoking and drinking versus saving his marriage. So at this point, if you have to like push somebody in this way by removing yourself, then he's not doing it on his own. And he might change, but he's only changing to save you. Chucktown Dan says, this is what I was thinking as I scrolled through the comments, sort of the fire under his butt, put up or shut up, ship up or shape out. The cliches go on, but all boil down to forcing him into a decision. He either pulls his together or watches you walk away, and a separation is what will force him to see it through that lens. If you did separate, it would be important you remain neutral on reconciling, meaning you would remain open to getting back together if he has met certain requirements. But you would also keep one eye on what is next for you if it comes down to the two of you divorcing. He would need to see your life having options and opportunities opening for you without him in order to truly feel what it would be like to watch you move on. Absolutely. She says, yes. I think that's where we are now, seeing that there are options and opportunities in life that not just for me, but he needs to also take accountability and ownership of his own actions and future. This is one of the comments on the post from yesterday. She told the lady to run like hell, run, run, run. Current alcoholics and addicts will suck you dry and leave you as a husk of yourself. Run. You can't fix anyone but yourself. And if you stay, this current lady could very well end up being the first lady that we were just talking about, that ends up being with a man for 30 years, who's an alcoholic that is just a lump in her house, that's not doing anything, not taking a shower, not being productive, just there. So yes, run before he sucks you dry. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.